A long time ago, I promised myself that I would only have 3 whips in rotation. Obviously, that did not work out. I have quite a lot that I've accumulated over the past year, I want to say, where I knit something, I don't like it, I put it aside, and then I just completely forgot. And now I need to face my fears and actually either continue them or frog them. And that hurts a lot. Before we get started, hi, my name is Bash Harry. This is the Harry Knit. We do a lot of knitting related videos, whether it's podcasts, random general knitting videos, tutorials, and sometimes crochet and other crafty stuff when we're feeling it. Today, we need to do something of the utmost importance in any knitter's life, and that is to frog things. I did not realize how much I needed to frog until I took all the stuff that I thought I had, put it in a bag, and then put it on this table. I thought it was maybe 1 or 2 things, but turns out it was more than that, which sucks because these are all potential items, garments, accessories that I could have finished, but for one reason or another I did not, and I need to frog them. And I thought it would have been a really great idea to just kind of sit down and film and explain why I decided to either stop finishing the project or wanting to frog it. So I think that's what this video is. We're going to frog and we're going to talk about the topics that we are talking about, the reasons why these projects didn't work out for one reason or another. Did I get bored? Did I not like the pattern? Did I get sick of the yarn? There's a lot of reasons, and not all of them are necessarily the designer's fault. Not all of them are like anyone's fault but my own. I just needed to really reflect on why I have so many whips. I say so many whips, but it's really just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 whips that I might need to frog, which sounds a lot in my opinion. And also, they're on needles that I probably need to use. And so I thought, probably the best thing to do is to get them off the needles so I could start working on other projects with those needles. But that is the case right here, which is so unfortunate. But I thought it would be a great idea just to sit down and talk while I work on the whip. I have my winder here on a table, and I'm just going to put it next to me. And we can just talk about it while we work together. And yeah, I think that's how we're going to do this video. I have a few whips here that I want to talk about, maybe the reasons why I've stopped. Some are like almost finished, but then I think about it and I'm like, I don't have the heart to really like complete it, which sucks. And I think that's how it's gonna go, unfortunately. Anyway, if you want to keep watching, please keep watching, and I guess let's get started. The first project that I have here, I got this yarn in Japan. My sister got it for me when she was visiting Japan last October, and I've had it on these needles for a while. This was supposed to be a hat. I don't know if you can see it. This was supposed to be a hat. And I swatched it on 3.5 millimeters, and then I started knitting it up, and then I realized I knitted it a bit too small, and I didn't like the look of the hat. I had this intention with this hat. I was going to design it, and I wanted it to be kind of like a hat that you could wear to the masjid, because a lot of people wear this kind of style cap that was with a folded brim and then like a nice decrease going along at a 4-point, and I really liked the look of it. However, when I was trying it out, I realized that it just did not look right. It didn't look good, and I just kept it on the side of my bed, wasting away and not actually getting anything done. So I think the best thing to do for this hat is to actually frog it. And which sucks because this is such a nice color. It's got these really cute speckles of red, blue, and yellow around it. But I also know that if I end up finishing it, it probably wouldn't fit my head. It's way too tight. So it definitely wouldn't fit a guy's head either, because I wanted it to be unisex. It might fit a kid, but it might be a bit too big for a kid too. So best thing to do is frog and try again. I'm gonna get my my new yarn winder to wind this yarn first. Give me a second. This is a new winder that I got in Singapore, and I'm so excited to try it out. I'm gonna start from the corner because I feel like that is better for this. Is it? This is my first time using the winder as well, so I'm a little nervous to see how it's gonna work. I have like 3 balls of this yarn, so I might make something other than a hat for this specific yarn. Don't know when. I do have some other projects that I need to finish up before I do anything about that. So I'm gonna just work on this for now. We've got 1 ball down. Rest in peace to the hat that never made it. We got 1 ball, 1 needle down. I'm gonna put it to the side for now. And now we have just 5 more to go. I don't know how we're gonna work this out. I guess it's just gonna be whichever my hand picks, but I'm looking at this one right now. This was the first version, or I think the second version of the Matahari top, which the third version ended up successful, except for like 1 or 2 things I would have changed. This was the second version. This is the second. I'll talk a little bit more about the second version and why it didn't work out. I made the top, I made the body, at least the top down section, and I was just about to start working on the body. Then I realized the armholes were a bit too tight. I didn't like the neckline, and I don't think I liked the yarn that I chose. This is Drops Paris, I believe, which is 100% cotton. And usually I like working with cotton, but this cotton in particular, I don't think could have worked well with the Matahari top. It wasn't soft enough, whereas the third version used Abbey Road Kung Fu cotton, which is a lot softer and easier to work with on my body shape. So I took this aside, I put it away, and now I realize that that probably wasn't the best choice for this yarn. I do like Drops Paris. I have 20 skeins of that, and I will try to make an outfit with that in the future, but I don't think it would have been right for this particular top. Which is such a shame because I've basically made like the body here. It just doesn't work out. And same with the first version that I made with this yarn. I think this is Drops as well, but this is Drops Bommel Lin. And this is very rough. And I think this was the first version, so I was really trying to figure out the sleeves and everything. But the issue with this yarn in particular is because it says it's Aran weight yarn. It's not Aran weight. It ended up being much thinner than I anticipated. And so when I was working on it, and then I was like, this seems a lot tighter. What if I just block it and we'll see how it goes? But then I realized it's also very sheer, and that would not have been something that I wanted to wear as a tank top if it's already very sheer. So I put these 2 aside and I started working on the version 3 with the Abbey Road, as I said, and that one worked so much better. So these 2, I think, unfortunately, will have to go to be remade and repurposed to something new. One thing I realized when you're designing knitwear specifically is that, especially since I'm pretty much a newbie and there's so many things that I'm still learning about designing clothes, is that the fabric, the material you choose is also very important, but you also need to know a lot of samples, like swatching and what looks good, what doesn't look good. And that's something that I'm still learning. And I'm trying to get better at it, if I'm honest, but it's taking a while. It's something that I still need to figure out. And unfortunately, that also means a lot of yarn gets knitted up and then never to be used, and you have to start all over. So I'm gonna frog both of these now. 3 more to go, probably. I have 3 that I want to show you really quickly. One is this one, which was the prototype for a sweater vest that I've already completed. And I did not end up liking this. The one that I made, that I finalized and I liked, is a top-down sweater with a lot more cables than this one. This one had like a heart design, which I don't know if you can see. And I like it in theory, but I realized that I did not end up I didn't end up liking just one block of hearts on the center. And I feel like the cables were not so prominent, and I did not end up liking it as much as I thought I would. So I scrapped the hearts and I switched it out. So this one I do need a block. A lot of the whips that I have are from designs that I just never ended up finishing, which sucks because honestly, like, I really love them, but I also know that with designing, knitting, or just designing clothes, it's a process. There are going to be pros and cons, and there's going to be problems and issues that you need to solve. So this is just all part of that process, and maybe I will revise this and turn it into something new, but as of now, it is something that I have to swatch. This was good in theory. I think I'm not going to complain and say that it was not a good idea. I think it was a good idea. I still think it's a good idea, but I need to put this away. But I think it's just not what I want to do right now. And it's better that I clean it up and I figure out something else to do with it. This is so sad. The other two I'll talk a little bit more of later because I'm still 50-50 on whether or not I want to frog them because they're so close to finishing and it'll be like such a waste, you know? I have frogged 4 whips and now I have 2 more, and the reason why I put them at the very end is because I don't know whether or not I should whip them, and I need your help. I need your thoughts on whether or not I should finish it or frog it. So I'm gonna show you both of them because they've been sitting in my closet for months now, and I love them in concept, in theory, but realistically I know that I'm probably not going to finish them unless I really sit down. And the first one here is this sweater. I worked on this last year, I think around this time, because I think I made a knitting vlog working on this sweater. And this was originally a test knit. I did not finish it in time, unfortunately. And I think because the test knit passed and I didn't get it done, I think all of the steam that I had was gone, which was so unfortunate because I think it was a really nice pattern. If not, there were some kinks there that needed to be worked out, but that's why you test knit. This is a sweater that is inspired by Jennifer Lawrence in Don't Look Up, the Netflix movie. And I love the design. I'm not usually a variegated yoke person. I think this is the first time, not variegated. I'm not usually a yoke design person. I'm very indifferent about it, but I really like this. And I thought it would have been so cool to make the sweater and to wear it out and about in Brunei. The issue is, I think, was the short rows. I don't know why, but the short rows are only on one side here and not on this side at the back. So when I put it on and try it out, it looks kind of weird. One edge is sitting higher on my neck than the other. So that's one issue. The second is, I feel like for some reason, the back is shorter than the front, and I'm not entirely sure why. You can tell I'm almost done with it because I have done a little bit of the ribbing, maybe a centimeter of ribbing before I stopped and put on just a yarn just to hook it through. And then I have not done the sleeves. I think I still have the test knit pattern somewhere on my laptop. It's just a matter of actually working on it. So I am also, the color work at the back, you can't tell from here, but and by you I mean me, I can tell that it's kind of messy at the back. It's not a nice seamless finish. So I've gotten a lot better with my color work now. So I don't know what I want to do with this sweater because it's so nice it is really, 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 really nice. It's using drops. I don't remember what drops this is, but I know it is drops. And it is cotton, so it would actually be very suitable for the weather that I have. It's just a matter of whether or not I want to finish this, like just power through, finish the rib, maybe add ribbing at the sleeves so I don't like completely demolish it and just turn it into a t-shirt. I don't know. I need help on that because this is so nice. But I don't know. I feel like I have more use for the yarn somewhere else, but I'm like, what a waste, right? It's so nice. The color, the design, this, just look at the detailing. Ah! And I feel like once it's once it's like blocked, it will look really nice. So I don't know. I really don't. I gotta figure it out. Let me know what you think. And then another thing that I am debating whether or not I want to frog. This is the second item that I've knitted with Fable Knitwear that I've frogged, if I do end up frogging it. It is I believe this is the Giselle blouse. I really love this Cinderella-esque feel to it. I chose this blue because I wanted the square neckline, I wanted the puffy sleeve. I thought this will look perfect for like a Cinderella moment. But when I picked up the sleeve, I realized I did this in mohair. I realized I hate mohair. I think it's too itchy. I think it just does not feel good on my skin. And this sleeve, I think, took me already 3 weeks to do. And then I put it on and I realized, I don't know why, but it doesn't look flattering on my body. And that got me really, really, really sad. I'm like, why don't I like the way this looks on me? So I guess my issue is I can fix it if I just take off the sleeve and just turn it into a tank top, which I feel like is more than perfect. I could definitely foresee myself wearing this out as like a vest, but it's just the sleeve I'm a bit worried about. So I'm either going to frog the sleeve, keep the top, or do the other sleeve and just try to maneuver and making sure this sleeve looks really, really nice. I don't know. That's the two items that I'm really needing your help with and giving an honest opinion. Because I like it in theory, I like it in concept, I just don't know whether or not it will look good on me. I mean, I feel like I've seamed it, I've weaved in the ends for this portion. It's just the sleeves that I haven't. And I've had this in my collection, I think since October, November. So it's just a matter of whether or not I want to frog this sleeve or just start on the other sleeve. We'll have to figure that out. But in terms of everything else, I frogged the rest. And now I have a lot more needles that I can use. I think that is about it from me. Thank you so much for joining me on this frogging journey. It's been a while since I frogged things properly. Now I have a lot more yarn to play with, thankfully. But if you did like this video, please do like, comment, and subscribe. You can find me here on The Hairy Knit or on Instagram at The Hairy Knit, or like my personal account at Bash Harry. That's always really fun too if you check me out there. But yeah, I think that is it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and do all the things. I love you so much. I do. And I'll see you soon. I'll see you next week. Bye!